Hi, my name is Kathleen Marquez, and this is my presentation about immigration in the United States. What is immigration? So immigration is a group of people who move into a country to live permanently. There are two types. There's legal and unlawful immigration. Legal immigration follows a government process to become a citizen, while unlawful immigration is when someone enters and remains without government permission or legal documents. The reason why I chose this topic is because it relates to current events with ICE raids. ICE agents often base their assumptions on stereotypes and the way people look, which has had a huge impact on families because they've been torn apart, and there's also been many people who've been killed in the process of this. The reason why it's important in American politics today is because, as I mentioned, with current events with ICE raids, and it's always been a controversial topic. History of immigration in the U.S. So, immigration has always been a part of U.S. history. It began with European colonizers when they immigrated to the U.S. in the 1600s. After that, there was a huge wave of immigrants that came from all over the world looking for a better life and economic opportunities in the late 1800s and mid 1900s. Ellis Island played a big part in this because it processed about 12 million immigrants. Some major laws on immigration is the Naturalization Act of 1790, the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882, Immigration Nationality Act of 1965, which got rid of the old quota system, and the Illegal Immigration Reform and Immigration Responsibility Act of 1996. The interest group that I chose is United We Dream. Their mission statement is United We Dream is the largest immigrant youth-led community in the country. We create welcoming spaces for young people regardless of immigration status to support, engage, and empower them to make their voices heard and win. So they were founded in 2008, however they started as a group in 1999. Their headquarters is in Washington, D.C. They represent immigrants, LGBTQ community, DACA recipients, the youth, dreamers, and low-income families. So, United We Dream advocates for immigrant reform and immigrant rights. They are known for organizing protests, marches, and national advocacy campaigns. For example, the Right to Dream campaign, Home is Here campaign, and hashtag Abolish ICE campaign. They also encourage Congress to create a clear pathway to citizenship. They protect individuals from ICE, provide educational resources for immigrant and low-income communities, and in 2012 they also accomplished to pressure the Obama administration to grant protections for undocumented youth. The House Judiciary Committee is part of the U.S. House of Representatives. They have a subcommittee on immigration integrity, security, and enforcement, which has jurisdiction over immigration, citizenship, and naturalization. They review, debate, fix policies, and legislations about visas, border security, refugee admissions, and naturalization. They also oversee some federal agencies such as the Department of Homeland Security. They also review enforcement immigration laws and conduct hearings. The House Judiciary Committee consists of a chairman, which is currently Jim Jordan, and a ranking member and Republican and Democrat members, they also consist of multiple subcommittees, as I mentioned, the immigration, integrity, security, and enforcement. So Jasmine Crockett is a member of the House Judiciary Committee. She is the U.S. Representative for Texas' 30th Congressional District, and she's part of the Democrat Party. So she believes immigration is a big part of the United States, and she believes in updating old immigration systems, creating a straightforward path to citizenship. She also supports dreamers and DACA recipients, and she believes that everyone should be treated fairly and with dignity. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. Um, this agency is a federal administrative agency and is under the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. The current director is Joseph Edlow, who was appointed by current President Donald Trump. They were founded in March 2003, along with Immigration and Customs Enforcement, also known as ICE. This was created by the Homeland Security Act of 2002 as a response to the 9/11 terrorist attacks. So this agency grants U.S. citizenship through naturalization. They issue work authorization. They process green card applications. They help immigrants integrate into American society through resources and allow eligible individuals to petition for family members to come to the U.S. So I believe that this agency plays a big, important role in immigration, and they provide helpful and necessary resources for individuals who want to immigrate to the U.S. However, I believe their system is also slow and inefficient due to backlogs and long processing times. The news article I chose was about how Mexico will be requesting criminal charges from the Trump administration after the 17th Mexican death that died in ICE custody. His name was Lorenzo Salgado Araujo, and he lived in Houston, Texas, and according to his family, he lived there for decades. He was going to work at a construction site when ICE claims he disobeyed orders, and they shot him as in self-defense. President Claudia Sheinbaum claims it was targeted, and when submitting this case to the state prosecutors in the U.S. Department of Justice, she plans to maintain an amicable relationship while fighting for Mexicans' rights. Future immigration. So, I believe that since immigration has always been a controversial issue in the United States, I feel like it will still be as important and controversial. I also believe that because of where our current administration is going, it will be more difficult to settle legally in the country. Studies have shown that there's been a higher education rate among immigrants, and I believe that'll continue to grow since more immigrant children are going to college to get an education. I also believe that the interest group United We Dream will continue advocating for immigrant rights, dreamers, DACA recipients, and protecting immigrants from deportation. This is my work cities page. Thank you for listening.